What is data binding, sir? What is data binding? Associating what to what, sir? Component data with the UI is called as data binding. Associating component data with the UI is called as what? Data binding. Now I am asking the question. How many ways we can do this one, sir? Data binding. How many ways, sir? Data binding, buddy. Two ways. What are they? One way data binding, two way data binding. What is one way, sir? What is one way? Only read, sir. You cannot modify the data. Only reading the data and using the data, using the data, or accessing the data, accessing the data. So that is why we will use this one. Now observe. I want to access the data for display purpose. At the time I will use what, sir? Expressions. At the time I will use the expressions. Next one, attribute binding. Attribute binding is nothing but right now access the data but use the data to manage the attributes. Access the data, sir. You can access the data, but it is used for display purpose, sir? No, it is used to manage the element attributes. At the time I will go for what, sir? Attribute binding concept. So good, sir. In the same way I have what? Property binding. So one component property I want to bind with another component property. It is possible, sir. We can see this example in the coming classes. And in the same way, style binding as well as what, sir? Class binding. Style binding as well as what? Class binding is also exist. So in the today's class we are going to discuss about the two-way data binding in the coming class. Not today. Today I want to show you another very important one. What's, sir? Event binding concept also. What is the concept we are having, sir? Event binding. Now tell me, what is a class, sir? What is encapsulation? What is encapsulation? Yes, very good, Pradhan. It is a combination of what, sir? Logic as well as what, sir? Data. Now we discussed about already what, sir? Data. Data binding we discussed. What is the next one, sir? Logic. Where we write the logic, sir? In programming, where we write the logic, sir? Functions. In the class, of course, in the class we write what, sir? Functions, or we call them as also methods. So right now, what is event binding? So let me give you the formal definition. Very simple. Associating component methods with user interactions is called as event binding. User interactions are nothing but events, sir. So very simple. Let me show you. Before that, let me ask one simple question. Button, click. Now tell me, on means when I click on this button, I need to call a JavaScript function M1. How to configure in the HTML or JavaScript scenarios. So my requirement is when I click on this button, I need to call the M1 function. What I need to do in the JavaScript. What is the attribute I need to use? You already know, guys. Very good, guys. What is the one? On click equal to M1. On click equal to M1. But in the Angular programming, it is shortened, but with the different syntax. What is the one, sir? Click equal to function call. So this is what Angular programming. So in Angular world, we are going to configure like what's a round brackets. We are going to use a round bracket. So let me tell you that very simple. We use event name, syntax in Angular. So very simple, sir. So right now, what is the one we are doing? Event name and call the function. So right now, what is the function name we are having, sir? M1. What is the function name we are having? M1. So the same way we do, but with a slight modification on the UI side. Sir, how to configure this one? Let me show you our example. Open. uh, Guys, are able to listen my voice? Please let me know, because one person is telling, buddy, it's, I guess all of you are able to listen. I guess it is problem on your end. So please, Nagendra, please verify once. Thank you. Now, very simple, go here, observe what is the function I am writing. M1. I am not writing anything fancy here, but I will write the fancy items within a minute. Observe alert M1 equal to I am in M1 function. Now tell me, I created the function. How to call this function, or how to associate this logic with the UI, sir? Very simple. Observe what is the code. Button. Now tell me what is the one, sir? Click. And you can configure any label, but I use a click. Now observe what is the configuration. Click equal to call the M1 function. Click equal to call the M1 function. So in this way, you can easily do the things. Now let me run the program. How to run the program, sir? How to run the example? How to run the project, Angular project? What is the command? Ng sir, very good. Ng sir, very good, guys. CMD. I am executing the one Ng sir. Why so? Okay, it is still compiling. Let's wait for a few seconds. See, you are able to access what's a M1. So let me give some configuration here. Width equal to 100, so that it will look nice. Height equal to 100. So observe here, sir. If I click on this one, what is happening? It is able to call our function, M1 function. That is what, as a programmer, we need to know. Now tell me, sir, what is the syntax I am using? On click. Now I will show you the beauty here. This dot image URL equal to, let me configure a new URL. Yeah, observe. On click, I am calling the M1. In the M1, I am changing the data. In the M1, I am changing the data. See, guys, you are able to change the data automatically. Your UI is changing or no? If the data changes, what will happen, sir? Automatically UI is changing. Now tell me, are you writing data changing logic as well as UI modification logic also, or only you are writing the data changing logic, or Angular is changing the UI? You are writing both or only one? Both, one. Tell me in the chat window. Both are one. We are achieving both, sir, but we are writing we are writing only one. We are writing only one. Right now, observe. I am changing the property. I am changing the property. If I am changing the property, automatically the UI is changing or not? Do you agree with me this statement? If the data changes, automatically UI changes. Now UI is modifying by you by writing the code, but internally who is modifying your UI, sir? You are modifying or Angular is modifying? Or who is synchronizing your data with the UI? You are doing or Angular is doing? Angular, sir. That is the beauty of Angular. You are not writing the code. Who is doing this one internally? Angular is doing. That is why Angular is, we call it as what, sir? A good framework. Means with less writing and less maintenance, we can easily achieve the good functionality. That is why I will go for what, sir? Angular. All of you clear with this one? Yes, of course, yes. Guys, now this is about event binding. Now tell me, what is event binding, sir? How to call the component functions based on the user interaction? Very simple syntax. Configure the one. If we want to call the change event, what is the one, sir? In HTML, on change. In Angular, round brackets change. In Angular, we call it as what, sir? Round brackets change. So in this way I can do. Now next one, why we use a loop? Why we use a loop? In programming, why we use a loop? Good guys, good. So uh, I don't tell the detailed one, but observe what is the one, sir? I have some logic and I want to execute this logic for more than once. Very simple, sir. So very simple. I want to execute some logic for more than once or on a set of data or collection of data. I agree with that already. Basha, Satish, Nagendra, and all the people who respond to this one, Aravind and Anup, as well as Pradhan. Who, Leha. So those are the guys. So guys, what is the one? To execute logic for more than once on a set of data or those kind of thing. At the time, I will go for what's a loop. Now I am asking, if you want to access a value, if you want to access a value for display purpose or whatever the reason, how you are going to do? You will use what kind of data binding? One way data binding I can use or not? I can use a one way data binding. So let me show you this example. So let me copy paste this example so that you can practice. New folder, examples, new folder, May 22, event binding. Yes, it is finished now. Now observe Angular. I'm going to configure values, or let me have names. Names is nothing but a collection of strings. Observe s1 comma s2 comma s3. S1 comma S2 comma S3. Angular for example. Angular for example. Now I am asking the question, how many values are there? Three values. How many values are there? Three values. Now tell me names of array. In the array, how to access the values, sir? By using the index position or not? By using the index position. Now observe, can I write like this? Can I write like this? Is it possible to write like this? Yes, buddy. Yes, it is all. It is possible. It is possible. So you can you can get the data. You can get the data. But observe, it is good for a small set of values like 2 or 3 values. But from the database, I am getting the 100 records. From the database, I am getting the 100 records. Can you write 100 expressions? Yes, I can write. But it is a best practice? No, sir, it is not a best practice. It is not a best practice. So that is why we need to go for what's our for loop. That is why we need to go for the for loop. Very simple. It is used to create for loop in the UI. Syntax. Very simple, sir. Observe ng for equal to let loop variable name of what is the one, sir? Collection. Variable name of collection. So this is the syntax we follow. What is star we can discuss in the coming classes. As buddy, in the TypeScript I can create a for loop in the TypeScript, but my requirement is what, sir? In the TypeScript or in the template? In the template. How it is possible? So very simple. Observe, I am writing a span. You can use a div or whatever you want. Star, what is the answer? Ng for equal to syntax. What is the answer? Let v, any variable name I can take. And what is the answer? Values. Sorry, what is the collection name we are having? Names. What is the collection name I am having? Names. Now observe, what is the answer? V. V is nothing but the temporary variable. So let me execute this program. Now you are able to access or no? Right click. Let me show you. Inspect element. Now I am asking the question. How many spans are created? How many spans are created? 3 spans. How many spans are created? 3 spans. Why, sir? Because values containing what, sir? 3 times. So this one will be repeated 3 times. Now observe, this is the syntax I need to follow. First one, create a array, create array in the component, access the array in the template. Now I am asking, for the first iteration, what is the v value? For the first iteration, what is the v value? S1. For the second iteration, what is the v value? S2. For the third iteration, what is the v value? S3. Now tell me, in this way, it's going to be executed internally. So what is the syntax, sir? The temporary variable name. Sir, can I take the variable name as ABC? Can I take the variable name as ABC? Of course, yes, sir. Any value, any variable name of your choice you can use. Means the uh, all variable naming rules will be applicable. Like it cannot be a number. Can I have variable name as a number, sir? No, it is not. It's not. Those kind of things are applicable, but all general variable names can be possible. But always use the proper variable name, proper variable name, so that your code is readable. So that your code is readable. So in this way, you can access the collection of data. Collection of data. Now tell me, you can access collection of string values, you can access the collection of number values, you can access the collection of boolean values, as well as you can access collection of JSON values also. You can access what, sir? Collection of JSON values. Let me show you. working with Working with object collection. Working with object collection. Now I am asking one simple question. Everyone need to understand this question, sir. Very simple. All our application data is available in what, sir? Database. All our application data stored in the database. Now tell me, for the application database, who have the access, sir? Server program. Server program give the data to whom, sir? UI. Now there are so many experienced people in this batch. Now I am asking one question. How the server program in the current world, in the current design standards, give the data to the UI? What is the format, sir? Very good. What is the format? Very good, sir. JSON. What is the format they will give you, sir? JSON. Of course, it is a get method, buddy. That is a method type. But what is the data format, sir? JSON format. Very good, sir. What is the format? JSON format. So these server programs in the development world, we call them as a what, sir? In the development world, we call them as a what, sir? RESTful services, REST APIs. Now I am asking, in the world, means around 5 years back, what is the data format is very, very popular? Some of you already know. What is the data format is very, very popular? Very good, guys. Very good. What is the data format very, very popular? XML. What is the data format is very, very popular? XML. Now I am asking the question. The XML based server programs are called as what? Not Santur Soap, sir. I am just kidding. It is what? Simple Object Access Protocol. Simple Object Access Protocol means giving the data in XML format. Giving the data in XML format. But this is outdated. This is outdated and deprecated as well. And most of the companies right now, they are developing the application, or they are converting the application into what standards? REST standards. They are converting into what standards? REST standards. So these are the things. Now tell me, select star from student table. Select star from student table will return one record or a collection of records? Will return what, sir? Collection of records. Very good, sir. Collection of records. Now I am asking the question. Collection of values is called as what, sir? Collection of values we called as what? Array. Now tell me, collection of JSON objects is called as what array, sir? JSON array. Collection of JSON objects is called as what, sir? JSON array. So today I'm going to show you how to access the JSON array, how to access the JSON array in the application in our Angular. So this is the what I want to show you right now. So guys, please understand first step. The same steps. Create a JSON array. Create a JSON array. Where, sir? In the component. In the component always. Second point, access the JSON array in a template using ngFor. So let me create this one. Very easy, sir. Observe what is the table name, what is the variable name I am taking? Students. It is a collection of. Now observe what is the first one? ID, comma colon 1. And in the same way, what is the next one, sir? Name, colon of what, sir? S1. So let us do. Let me have 2, 3. Now tell me, array is formed. What is the next step, sir? Accessing. What is the next step? Accessing. Observe, I want to display in the table format. Very simple. Tr. What is the next one? Th. Th is nothing but ID. What is the another one, sir? Name. Now observe. I want to display the data or not? How many TDs I need to create, sir, right now? In my UI, how many TDs I need to create? 2 TDs. What are they? For the ID as well as for the name. For the IDs as well as the name. Very good, Nagendra. Now I am asking. Right now, we need to write the data directly, or we need to access from the component? We need to access from the component, but only one object is there, or collection of objects are there? Collection of objects. Collection of objects. Now tell me how you are going to do this. Very simple. What is the code, sir? Star. What is the one? ngFor equal to. Tell me the syntax, sir. You already know the syntax. You need to tell. I will write the code. I want everyone to type in the things, no matter of what. Very simple. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your participation. Very good. I appreciate that. Observe. Very simple. I'm going to create what is the variable name, sir? Student. Or you can also configure, sir, S of what is the one, sir? Students. Let S of students. Now tell me. Now S represents this object. Now tell me how to access the ID. How to access the ID? What is the code I need to configure here? You need to tell. I will write the code. What is the code, sir? Everybody agree with this one? What is the one, sir? S.id. How to access the name, sir? How to access the name? S.name. Very good, sir. I like you. I like you. Your participation. Now observe. Everything is ready. Let us go. Let us see the UI. Tell me, sir. You are able to access the ID values or not? ID values, as well as you are able to access the name values. You are able to access the name values. Now I will show you the beauty of the data binding button. On click equal to M1. I'm not writing anything fancy here. Observe M1, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. I didn't do any new things here. I created a simple buttons. I created the simple buttons in our UI. Now observe. I click on this button. What will happen? Let me show you that. I click on this button. I am calling what function? M2 function. I'm calling what function? M2 function. In the M2 function, I am assigning what values are students with the new data set or no? With the new data set. Now, what will happen? What will happen? If the data changes, what will happen, sir? UI will change or not? If the data changes, what will happen? UI will change. Let me show you that. Inspect element, table, table row. This is the ID values. Now, here we are having what, sir? The records related to the ID. Records related to the ID. Now, let me verify this one. See, it is changed or not? What are the values we are having, sir? 4, 5, 6. Let us go to the backend. Now tell me, who generated the TR? Who generated the TR here? You generated, or Angular automatically synchronized with the data. That is why it is generated the TR. You are Angular. Angular. That is the beauty of Angular, sir. You no need to have good knowledge on DOM manipulation or document your HTML or JavaScript related coding. All you need to know about what's the Angular framework, how to modify the data. Now automatically the UI related modification you are doing or Angular is doing. Angular is doing. That is the beauty of Angular framework. Even with less knowledge, you are able to create the good UIs. That is the beauty of Angular application. Simplicity is the key, sir. Simplicity is the key. Being a simple is very, very tough, sir. Remember, being a simple is very, very tough. So right now, this is what we are having. Now observe, I'm able to create this one. I'm able to, in the same way, if I click on this one, again, data is modified. At that time also automatically do the things. Now I am asking the question, instead of assigning these values, I can communicate with server program and get the data or no? Do you agree with me that? If I click on the button, what I will do, sir? I can communicate with the server program and I can get the latest data from the database, and automatically what Angular will do, sir? It will refresh the UI. Automatically Angular will do refreshing the UI. Refreshing the UI. That is what we need to know. So in this way, we can easily access the data and display the data to the user. Now tell me, right now, my HTML, how many times I am writing the UI table rows? UI table rows. How many times I am writing my template? Only once, sir. But observe, in the UI, means in the browser, it's going to be replicated or it's going to be duplicated by Angular multiple times or not? Yes. Now I am asking the question, it will improve the performance? Tell me, sir, it doesn't improve the performance? Yes, sir. Why? Why? Because HTML size is smaller. The HTML or template logic will be smaller. If the template logic is small, sir, or low or simple, less, at the time what will happen, sir? Loading time will be faster. If the loading time is faster, sir, what will happen? Automatically, we are going to have what, sir? Good performance. Good performance. That is what we need to know. So far is good, sir. So today we discussed about the ngFor. Today we discussed about the ngFor. So as well as we have the ngIf also. As well as we have the ngIf also. Let me show you that. Angular if condition. Angular if condition. So this is the one. This is the way of accessing. So my homework for you is create a database. Create a option tag dynamic options using this one. Create a dynamic drop down. Create a dynamic drop down. That is your homework. Ng if condition. To write a condition based display. To write a condition based display, we use ng if. Ng if. So let me show you the example so that you can practice in your free time. So first let me copy that so that you can have event binding. So everything is ready. Now let us go with the application related one. So very simple. Observe div. Very simple, sir. Observe star ng if equal to value. Star ng if equal to value. So value equal to what is the one, sir? True. What is the value we are having? True. At the time the image will be displayed. So I have one button. What is the one, sir? Show. As well as I have another button, hide. What is another button? Hide. Let me have the M2. So observe this dot m1, sorry, this dot, what is the one, sir? Value equal to, what is the one I am doing? Show is nothing but what is the value, sir? True. And in the same way, m2 is nothing but height related one. At the time, what is the value I am going to configure? False. At the time, I am going to configure what, sir? False. Now let me run the example. See, sir, if I click on this one, what is happening? If I click on this one, what is happening? What is the function it will call, sir? M2. Now in the M2, what we are doing, this dot value equal to false. Now value is false. If condition is false, at that time automatically it is hiding the UI or not? Automatically it is hiding the UI. Now I am asking the question, when I will go for ng if a condition based display, a condition based display. So at that time I will go for what, sir? If condition, angular if condition. So very simple, configure the if condition based on your requirement. So if the value is true, image will be displayed, else image will be hidden. So this is what my requirement. At the time I will go for this condition. And in the same way, don't think that only images. You can configure whatever the UI logic here, whatever the HTML logic here. So if you want this kind of requirement, I will go for what condition, sir? I will go for what condition? Angular if condition. Angular if condition. So let me copy over that example also. Ng if. What about the nodes? I am assuming that all of you are practicing, so don't make me wrong. I am assuming that